Pastor Dave here, and I'm on the shores of Tellico Lake. You can see a lot of the beauty behind me. And the reason I'm on the shore of Tellico Lake and climbing through all these rocks that you see is because the water is down this time of the year. And the water's down so far that I'm not even able to get my boat out. And one of the things I've learned, though, is I like to walk the shore. When you walk the shore, if you're a fisherman, you begin to look and say, wow, now I can see some nice bass habitat, and I can begin to mark those spots and maybe come back here on a special day, and sure enough, that bass will be lurking in one of those little caves on the shore. If you also look closely, you might find some of these. This was one fisherman's misfortune, and now it's my gain. I probably lost this one, and if I did, I'll tell you right now, there was a 15-pound bass on the end of this, but it would be a lie. I just lose bait. So of all the ones that I've lost, I found one today, and I'm happy about that. You know, as I think about the water being down and I can't fish because I can't get my boat out because my cable's not long enough to get my boat into the water, I have found a way to take advantage of that situation. As I study through the book of Acts, I realize that the apostles did that as well. Just early on in the story, in Acts chapter 4, Peter and John get thrown into prison for nothing they did except they healed a man who was lame since he was birthed. And as they're in jail, they don't count that a misfortune. They seize the opportunity and they say, you know what, now we have an audience. The Sadducees are now their audience, and they get to tell them the good news of Jesus. They take advantage of it. And then when they leave, they count it all worthy that they suffered for Jesus' sake. We see later on in the book the same thing. Paul and Silas are thrown into jail, and they realize now we have a captive audience and the Philippian jailer as well, and they begin to sing songs of praise, and they are able to proclaim the gospel. The Philippian jailer and his family get saved, and probably other prisoners as well. They didn't see that as misfortune. They just seized the moment, and they used it for whatever God wanted to do in that moment through them. Can you think about your life for a moment? Think about all the twists and turns of life, things that happen to us that we might consider misfortune. And maybe they are painful, and maybe there is an element of suffering that goes along with it, just like being thrown into prison. But we can act like the apostles. We can have a mindset of Peter, of John, of Paul, of Silas, and we can realize we can seize that opportunity and we can use it for whatever it is that God wants to do through us in that moment. So think about your life right now. Where are you? What are you in the midst of? What might you be complaining about or groaning about? And now ponder for just a moment. How might God want to use that? If you're in a hospital room, how might God want to use you right there? If you are now being holed up in your bedroom because you have had a hard time trying to recover from some kind of surgery, how does God want to use you right there? If you've lost a job, how does God want to use you through this moment? So I want us to think in the same way the apostles did. God's got this. God knows exactly what he's doing. Wherever he has us, at any moment he has us there, he wants to use us for his honor and his glory and our joy. So let's be that kind of people. Let's give our, what we might call misfortunes, to the Lord and ask him to do a mighty work through us as we wait on him. May the Lord bless your day.